Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you, Joem, for having me today. I'm so excited to be here speaking to students at Cal State Fullerton. I know this is something I always say at the beginning whenever I'm speaking to Cal State Fullerton students, but I too graduated from Cal State Fullerton. I am actually a native of Southern California and live not far from campus. So it's always exciting for me to be able to kind of come home, as it were, to speak to you all on a beautiful day like today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Should do it. And I'm going to be going back and forth. So I know it's a little clunky not to be on presenter mode, but I go back and forth between tabs. And so I hope you all will bear with me. So for starters, again, welcome. Thank you all for being here. My name is Bridget Donahue-Vornhold. I'm Associate Director of Institutional Relations. For the West, Southwest, and South, it doesn't really matter. Really what that means to you is I'm the local person here in California who represents Arcadia University. And like I said, I'm really close by for most of you. So if you have questions, the staff in the office know how to get a hold of me. I'm in your time zone, which is great, and really happy to be working with Cal State Fullerton students. So moving on, Arcadia University. You're probably thinking, what is this Arcadia abroad anyway? Arcadia University is a brick and mortar institution just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in a small town called Glenside. Arcadia is, as you can see from the slide, it was established in 1853, so it's old. I mean, there's no way around that. And in 1948, we started with our first official study abroad group. It was a group of young women who went to Europe with a faculty member or a number of faculty members and their wives to tour, to see the impact of World War II and the rebuilding of Europe. From that time, our study abroad programs have grown, and we began offering programs to partner institutions like we do to students at Cal State Fullerton, so that not just our students, our Arcadia students, could go abroad on these programs, but our partners, their students could go, and it diversifies the group that our students are traveling with and that our students are studying with, as well as brings more students to our partner institutions and our own programs and all of the other programs we'll talk about today. So 75,000 students. This slide was made a year ago. Obviously in the last year, we haven't had a whole lot of students go, but on average, we have about 3,000 students a year go abroad. And that is it's a great number for us because we are a small private institution. And so that number reflects both, like I said before, our Arcadia students and the students from our partner institutions. We have diverse opportunities. Overall, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on all of the programs today, but we do have a little over 130 programs, and they're in 11 countries. So there is a diversity of study abroad programs, as well as what we call away programs, because that we have a domestic option and then we have our virtual options. So usually if I were at a fair and I were at Cal State Fullerton talking to you, we'd be looking at each other, and students often ask me, why Arcadia? How are you different than, you know, whoever is on either side of me? So my answer is, I have a couple answers, but really what it comes down to is everything we do, we're putting the student first. I'll be upfront with you. We are not the most inexpensive of programs. We're not that bargain basement program. What we are is a program through an institution. We're looking at the academics of the programs that you're taking part in, whether that's a direct or a program in a country like England or South Africa. We're also looking at the academics for our virtual programs and our internships. So there's a quality that we expect and that we expect you to benefit from that is really a hallmark of what we do. That includes the excursions, the activities, the faculty and staff we have in all of our programming. And we also spend a lot of time focusing on resume building. So whether it's, again, whether you're going to a country and doing traditional study abroad and you have an experience outside of the classroom, that may be something that can help build your resume. If you're a STEM student studying STEM, we can help you find a research project. For students in most other walks of life, you could be looking for an internship. We have all of those things, and really everything we're doing is focused on the student to make sure you're getting the most bang for your time with Arcadia Abroad. I'm going to start today with our Intern Philly program. This is our domestic program. Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead. I apologize. So what does study abroad look like with Arcadia University and Arcadia Abroad? I've already mentioned that we have a lot of different types of programs. We have both international, domestic, and virtual. We offer semester, full year options, summer programs, and again, the virtual in both the semester and summer. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And we try to make the options work for most students. One of the things that we're interested in doing and helping students do is learn by doing. Really, that means hands-on experiences, those extracurriculars, the co-curriculars. Again, I mentioned STEM research, internships, all of those opportunities outside the classroom. So you not just have an in-classroom experience, but lots outside the classroom as well. And then we want to give students the opportunity to engage in different cultures and communities, whether you're a virtual student or a student who's going to Philadelphia or abroad. Sorry, now Intern Philly. So with our Intern Philly program, as you might guess by the name, it is based in Philadelphia. That, as I mentioned before, is where our university is located. And this program really takes advantage of our location just outside of Philadelphia. The program itself, the internships are typically based in Philadelphia within the city. So you get that big city feel. It's an old city. It's a really dynamic city, and students really love going there. Students you'll have a number of opportunities or choices to make as if you're looking at Intern Philly, and I'll go over those in a minute. But one thing to keep in mind is you get access to everything on our campus. So the library, the gym, you can opt in for our housing, which is highly subsidized, the cafeterias, all of those things, student clubs, events, and you get the internship in Philly and the Intern Philly classes. So it's really sort of a best of both worlds experience, including a railway card on what they call the SEPTA, which is the local rail, so that students can travel around wherever you want to go and see all kinds of stuff. So there's a number of options with Intern Philly. I've got to move my little Zoom, sorry. So the first one is a traditional semester course. You can sign up, go to Philadelphia, as I mentioned before, take classes. They really use the city a lot as the classroom. So you might be meeting your faculty member in a park in the center of the city. You'll walk, they'll talk. It's a great experience. All of our students take part in a core course. So that's true for all of these different options. This, it's called Work and Thought in Action. And you'll hear me say that more than once because it's a standard core course for all of our internships. So in this case, for Work and Thought in Action, it's 4 credits, and then students can either take 16 or 12 credits, depending on how busy you want to be. We have a good number of courses available. Here I just did a screenshot of sort of what showed up before the fold. And if you go on our website, you can see the syllabus. You can read all about the courses and get an idea if those are of interest to you. For summer, we have the internship and then an elective. It branches off a little bit here. but mostly in the summer, or for the most of the time in the summer, like most other summer programs, you're not going to have as many options. So you have the internship seminar, which is, again, it's a condensed version of work and thought in action, and then you have an elective to take. We also have an internship only option, which is available both virtually and in person. This is, I have to say, one of our most cost-effective options, which I'm very excited about. So you could potentially, say, spend the summer in Philly, either in person, or you could be wherever you live in Southern California or Wyoming or Hawaii, whatever, and you could be taking this course and then doing a virtual internship as well. And this, I feel like it really gives students a lot of ability and access to build out your resume. For some people, this is all about, if you're not sure of what you want to do, then this is a great opportunity to try something out for say 6 weeks. Decide if that's something you really want to do for your career. Maybe you come back and think, I don't really want to be an actuary, or whatever it is. Or you find the thing that's going to motivate you and drive you for the rest of your career, and that's fantastic. Interesting or important things to know about Intern Philly. The GPA requirement is 2.5. That's what's recommended, but we will consider students down to a 2.0. Again, this is to provide access, because we feel this is a very important opportunity for students, and we want to make sure that students, no matter what academic history you've had, that you have the opportunity to take part in a program like Intern Philly. I'll move into some other information possibly later. We also have what we call the Global Center. So I had mentioned before that we have programs in 11 different countries. Of those countries, we have actual physical centers, extensions of our university, if you will. And in many of those places, faculty and staff will take part in the Global Center. And what this does is it opens those centers up to students all over the United States and Canada who want to take part in a virtual international experience. So our London, England Center, our Edinburgh, Scotland Center, the Dublin, Ireland Center, Sydney, Australia, and Rome, Italy, this coming year will be taking part in the Global Center. The Global Center also has a fairly democratic GPA requirement. It's 2.0 for consideration and 2.8 for recommended GPA. You'll also notice on this screenshot of the website that there's a blue box at the bottom that says virtual global internships. So I'll get to those in a second, but along the way, you do have the opportunity to take an internship and have it replace one of your classes, which is pretty exciting. So within the semester, students choose from 4 courses. At this point in time, we have it set up so that they have 3, including the work and thought in action and the internship. Students can also do this global center in the summer, and they have options you can see here from global. So this is, I believe, taught by our director in South Africa. And then we have Edinburgh represented, London's represented, and Rome is represented for a business program at the moment. It does depend on what faculty are available to teach and what they're interested in teaching. So not too dissimilar from Cal State Fullerton, possibly, in a summer opportunity. The virtual global internships are a terrific draw for students. The placements, and actually I need to say this about all the internships, I think I missed it earlier on. All of our internships are customized for the student. So it's not as if there's an internship placement person who just has a Rolodex and they go through it and they're like, right, your business, here's your internship. That's not how we do it. what our internship placement advisors do, as well as our program advisors early on, is they will talk to you. They'll find out what your major is, what experience you have, where you really see yourself going in the next 3, 5, 10 years, and what path you hope to be on. And then they're going to work with you to find an internship that will help you on your way. Now, mind you, it's not going to be, you know, if you're in business, obviously you're not going to have an internship, I don't know, as a CEO of a business, but they are going to get you something that's meaningful work. It will not be stuffing envelopes in the mail room or running to get lattes for somebody else who's in meetings. Our students have active parts with whatever it is that they're interning. And we really can, between Intern Philly and our virtual global internships, we can facilitate most majors. There's very few majors we can't work with. I have to say probably engineering is a tough one. That would be Intern Philly, and they've had some challenges there, but that's probably it. So these are great options, especially if you're not too sure of whether or not you want to study abroad and actually physically go for a semester. This is a great way to get that work experience. You're going to have, in the global internships, you'll have synchronous times with your work placement, and then you'll have projects that you work on asynchronously, and then can come back and have meetings and really get to better understand the cultures. And then that course I referenced before, the Work in Thought and Action, that course is really there to help you explore the work culture and the expectations of the employer and the country you're virtually working in. So there's a lot that goes into it. I know it seems like a lot of moving parts, but it's a really exciting opportunity. Now, before I go too much further, I want to reference Arcadia has a lot of different programs. I will give you links and other information at the end, but please feel free at any time to either Google us or go to our website, and you can look at our programs in Australia and New Zealand, which will be opening back up this coming summer in 2022, Italy and Spain, Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales. And then we have special programs for STEM students like summer research, and as I've mentioned before, internships, including many more internships, and then a whole summer brochure for those of you who are looking for summer. So another question students ask me all the time is, what do I get out of this? And of course, it's slightly different between internship or not internships, sorry, but virtual and in-person study. But basically, you get help selecting your courses. We have advisors who are here to help you. Obviously, Cal State Fullerton, they've got a great team who will be helping you along the way, but we can help get syllabi for you. We can answer your questions. We also have an academic staff who can help if you're looking for a course equivalency, that sort of thing. We can help with that. As I mentioned before, the customized internship placements. If you're going in person, either to Philadelphia or another location, if we don't already include housing, we can help advise on housing, but most of our programs include housing other than virtual and Intern Philly. We do either pre-departure orientations and on-site orientations, or an orientation as a program is beginning. And again, if you're going in person, we offer packing tips. Financial aid is available, including scholarships. We offer advice on budgeting and what you'll need if you go abroad. And then really anything else. We include insurance. There's all kinds of things that go along that it's just too long to list here. Oh, also a transcript from the United States. So all of our transcripts come from Arcadia University, which means you don't have to have it translated, which is a huge relief to a lot of students. So you might be asking, if you've had a moment to absorb all of the things I've said, what are my next steps? So definitely You need to meet with your advisor at Cal State Fullerton, talk to them about what you're interested in. You can go to our website and dig around. I have some other resources I'm happy to share with you in a moment. You can see a website here on how to apply if you're interested in applying to one of our programs. As I mentioned, we have program managers who are sort of the advisors on the other side. They're the next step after me, basically. So it's a good idea to talk to them. They can talk to you about the application process. Always apply for scholarships. Arcadia has a lot of scholarships available. We have an Arcadia scholarship where about 70% of students receive some sort of financial aid from us. And then there's additional scholarships listed on our website. So, don't leave that money on the table because you don't know whether or not what that pool of students is going to look like and who you're competing against. So you might as well put your name in the draw. It's not a draw, sorry. Put your name in for some scholarships and let the financial team make those decisions. And then always work on a personal budget. Obviously, if you're doing this all virtually, it's a little different, but even still, if you're going to be paying for an additional course, it's a good idea. And then I have a little study abroad table because I miss study abroad tables. I can post this link in the chat, and it's a table that you can all just click on and click around. Let me see, publish to web, that's what I need. And you can get to the pages I described earlier. Maybe. If I can, sorry, I'll do it in a minute. Anyway, from there, you can look at all of our different programs. Again, you can visit the scholarships information on the table. It's the dollars. We have student blogs, that's the phone, and the postcards are a bunch of social media. And then again, you can, well, not again, you can sign up on our email list or book an appointment with me where I can talk to you about specific programs. On this table in particular, you can see I have the programs we discussed, but also I've included this little globe. And if you go to that, that's where you'll see all the other programs, and you can do a search on our website for anything. You can click virtual, you could click STEM research in the US, however you want to do it. And I've gone really quickly. And then there are also some videos on there. So have a look around at those as well.